Hey Techie, how is the sound in this video? Okay, awesome. If we have any issues moving forward, let me know. But this, for whatever reason, that in and out sound that it does occasionally, it doesn't happen very often, but it has happened maybe like a month ago. And the only thing that I could do to fix it was to start a new live stream, which is unfortunate because then you guys have to find me again. But anyways, Techie, I have your question from the previous live stream. I just screenshot it, so we're good. You don't have to repost. And Taka, yes, whenever you're ready, you can post your questions. Hopefully Cece can find us soon. If she's not in here already, let me see. Okay, I don't think that she posted her question, so hopefully she can find us soon. All right, so Techie, let me get shuffling for you now. That's okay. That's all right. As long as IJ was able to hear his reading, I feel bad. It doesn't ever tell me when something like that is going to happen, so I just had no idea. Oh, CC's here. Okay, perfect. I had like 7 people in my live in the last one, and I feel bad that I had to end it, but maybe they'll find me again. All right, so Techie, I'm just gonna throw your name on the screen so that you can find your reading if you ever come back. Taka, I have both of your questions. I'll call on you and see if you're here when it's your turn, but if not, I'll just go ahead and get started, okay? Oh, nice. I'm glad to hear you and him talked today. That's very cool. All right, let's see. Whew. Okay, so there continues to be a theme here, Techie, where he is very excited for any kind of engagement and encounter and conversation he can have with you. But there's always like this longing and this desire to talk longer or continue the conversation. So he tends to be very, it's almost like the way he thinks is very pros and cons. So he needs to do a little bit better about just thinking positively about certain situations. It's like he always sees the glass half empty, even though he's seeing things like as a good thing, he seems to be like pessimistic. So for example, like you guys are interacting, you guys are talking, laughing, having fun, and then you guys have to walk away for whatever reason. Okay, he can't just enjoy that interaction for what it was and just be happy about it. He is, but then he's like, well, dang, like I'm upset that we didn't get to keep talking, or like I didn't make the move I wanted to make, or, you know, when are we going to be able to talk again? Is it going to be a long time from now? Like, I feel like he overthinks quite a bit. And instead of just being present and enjoying the moment, he does, but he has a hard time with like just accepting that at face value. So whenever I see these readings for him, it's always like just so much excitement and like overflowing emotions, and just like Ace of Cups is here, so it's like a lot of feelings kind of that's just like bursting out at him, lots of joy and happiness, um to like socialize with you, right? But then it also comes out with the 5 of Cups, meaning that there was some layer of disappointment for him. And I don't really know if that's necessarily fair to you. I don't know what the conversation was about, but maybe for you, you're just hoping that he walks away happy that you guys even talked in the first place. But for him, it's like there's always this longing or this desire for something more. He wants to achieve something more with you. And for whatever reason, things seem to be falling through. There was some type of potential like clarity that was brought to him during this conversation. I have the Judgment card, so he feels a little bit more clear about maybe where you stand, whether you outright directly told him something that confirms something for him, or just your body language, the way you're communicating is just making him think more and more about this. Like, so for instance, if he was questioning if you had interest in him, maybe the way that you're coming across is like confirming for him that you are interested. I also have the 3 of Pentacles, so there is enjoyment here for the fact that you guys were talking. The 3 of Pentacles a lot of times can talk about like collaborations, trying to get on the same page, trying to work together to make something happen. But I will say that his feelings for you and how he's viewing you is very good. So, to be clear, his feelings of disappointment, or maybe longing or lingering desire for something more, I think is more just judgment on himself, his own self critic within him, with inside of him. Maybe wishing that he said something differently, or maybe he feels like he made a fool out of himself, or maybe he wishes that he could have a do-over with that conversation, or maybe he wishes it lasted longer. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, that's what that is about. However, how he is viewing you is like very Page of Cups, very Ace of Cups, excited about this connection, wanting follow up. There's probably some daydreaming or fantasizing about you and the encounter. I would say that this would fall under the category of like replaying this interaction over and over in his mind. That coincides with his overthinking, I guess you could say. He's definitely interested in learning more about you, getting closer to you, and I feel like he feels comfort with you, and he feels like his internal navigation system is like, this is a good idea, this feels right with her, like this, I feel like I'm heading in the right direction. So almost like his heart is playing the hot and cold game with him, where people are like, oh, you're getting warmer, oh, you're getting hot, that game. Oh, now you're getting colder. Like, I feel like for him, it's like his heart's playing that game. And every time that he sees you, spends time with you, it's like his heart saying you're getting warmer. And so he feels like he's maybe heading in the right direction for you, and with you. But yeah, that's what I've got. Let me know if you have any add-on donations that you want to make. If not, I will move on to the next person. Okay, perfect. You're welcome, Techie. I hope you have a good rest of your night. Next up, we have Cece. If you want to let me know what we're doing. I see that you donated for an in-depth and you gave me an initial. Does that mean you want like a love spread, or did you have a specific question? Okay, so you have a specific question. How is Danny feeling about your letter? Okay. Let's see. All right, so I'm going to pull up to 10 cards to answer this question for you. And then if there's any other donations you want to add on for after this, like if you have a follow-up, let me know. We will move on to the next person if it concludes your reading. Where am I? There's a specific deck I want to use. Where is it at? Okay, you're welcome. I have relationships and patience, and then I also have the card of blame. So, what I'm thinking is happening here is that this has got him thinking about your connection, your relationship, the nature of it. But I feel like it's saying he's not rushing in to take action on it. It's more so something that he is pondering on. Depending on the framework of the specifics that you were writing about, like the content of the letter itself, we also have the forgiveness card. So blame and forgiveness. So if you did wrong, there is acknowledgement of that and potentially like him wanting to maybe make amends, or if he was the one that did wrong and you were expressing how you felt, he's wanting to have amends or ask or seek for forgiveness. And then with that card, a lot of times it makes me feel like the judgment card, which talks about needing to provide clarity. So if there's something that you were looking for, maybe you were wanting clarity on from him, like something along those lines, maybe you're looking for some kind of like, you're looking for words from him for some reason. You're looking for some kind of understanding. Are you wanting him to own up to his choices? Like, are you asking for him to hold himself accountable? Okay, that is making a lot of sense for me. So with the patience card here that like I'm pulling, and the relationships essentially, it's making me feel like he's taking time to really absorb the information. He's not going to act on this very quickly, but it's like he is processing this. Rose, hello and welcome in. And if you're looking for accountability, you're looking for him to like recognize, you know, the choices that he made and that they weren't good. They weren't of the best interest of himself or other people. It's, you're giving him food for thought, I will say. I feel like he's more so in the process of like digesting the information. And I remembered when I did your reading, your yes no question, I got the Queen of Wands. And so he's kind of seeing you as someone who's coming across to him in these letters very fired up about this, very passionate about what it is that you're saying. Like, you're coming across as someone who's very clear, concise, you have an opinion, and you're coming through maybe a little bit fiery, but it's just because you felt like you needed to take inspired action to like get this stuff off of your chest. I just pulled denial and fear. So that could be why he may not respond right away or at all. Um, because while he's processing what it is that you're saying, his ego is still fighting him. Okay. You said he's defensive and hard to talk to. So, this is kind of how I feel it went. Okay. He reads it, he is frustrated. He probably rejects things that you're saying. Okay. But I think ultimately over time, this starts to absorb in his mind. Your words start to make impact. Okay. And then it's like, let's go back and reread that. Okay. This is making a little bit more sense. Maybe I needed to approach it from a different angle. But what I will say is that his ego is very much fighting, wanting to hear you out, wanting to understand. But I feel like it's made an impression and an impact, and maybe it's not going to completely change his course. Maybe he's never going to 100% own up to the things that he's done. Maybe he felt like these were decisions that he had to make while he was in survival mode, and unfortunately, that's just where it landed. Maybe he felt like this was just like what he needed to do at the time because this was what was best for him at the time. And maybe he doesn't want to have regrets. Maybe he doesn't want to think badly about himself. But I still think that what it is that you said made an impression. There was definitely like a lasting impression here. And I don't want you to feel like the letter was a waste of time because number one, it was probably good for you. It was probably cathartic for you. But also, I do think that there's certain things that you said that are penetrating him. You said he's sober and finally listening. Definitely took advantage of him being in jail and him having to listen. He's hella angry. I agree with you. And okay, so if he's still in jail, all right, Cece, it's like all he has to do right now is just think. Okay? That's literally all he can do. And that may be why at first he kind of rejected what you were saying. But at the same time, he has nothing to do. And maybe that's why he's rereading the letter, because I was like, well, if he's rejecting what she's saying, why would he go back and reread it? Well, probably because he has nothing else to do in there. So I feel like, he's got a lot of time to sit there and think about everything that you said. Good. I'm glad to hear it. Sorry, I'm okay. I'm just recovering right now. So, I think that it was important. I think that it was good that you got these over to him. I do hope at some point you receive a response, at least enough for you to be like, okay, yeah, he confirms that he's receiving these letters and this message. But at the same time, with that patience card, I feel like it's going to be a little while before that happens. But I hope that there is reception. I hope he responds to you at some point, because I think that will be good for you too. I think that it is going to be good to know like where his head is at, and you can kind of pinpoint what you said, where that affected him by his responses. So, yeah, I mean, overall, I think it was good. And I think that he is taking certain things to heart and they are making an impact. Even if at first his ego was not receptive to what you were saying, I do think that after reading it and absorbing the information, there's little things that are kind of getting through to him. Yeah. You're using him as a journal. It's good. It's therapeutic for you and it's important. He said, too bad. All right, Cece, that is what I've got for you. Please let me know if there's anything else you wanted to donate for before I move on to the next person, which is Taka. Jasmine, I got your donation. You're going to be after Taka, okay? You don't give him victimhood mentality. Yes, that's good, Cece, because people need tough love sometimes, I think that it's important. And I feel like he's kind of struggling with like his ego a lot, where his ego is like, well, this is what I know and this is how I like learned to do this and that, and this, I was in survival mode and like I didn't have many choices laid out in front of me. Like that victim mentality, that's like it's sticking to him. It's like there, he's trying to like, he's holding on to that. But at the same time, there's a point in life where you have to kind of recognize and absolve yourself and understand that, okay, maybe that's what got you to that point. Maybe that's what you felt you needed to do. But are we learning from this? Is this something that you're going to continue to do? Are you turning a new leaf? Are you going to try to make better choices? That is where I think he's at right now. All right, Cece, that sounds great. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. All right. Next up, we have Taka. Taka, I said that I would call on you. Okay, you're here. Perfect. All right, first things first. Jay's thoughts towards me Saturday. I'm so happy you saw him. That's awesome. Try to think the last time I did a reading for you. So that was 2 days ago. Oh, my ear is ringing. Why is my ear ringing? When did we talk last? I remember you weren't going to be able to see him, or you hadn't seen him for a while, but you were hoping you'd see him soon. And I felt like he was trying to get to you. Jay's thoughts toward Taka on Saturday. He pretty much went out of his way to make sure you saw him. Oh, I love that. Jay's thoughts towards Taka on Saturday. I'm glad you guys are like, you know, kind of getting back on track a little bit. That makes me happy. Aw, okay. So, wait, you said you were at your store bored. He called and was like, hey, can you stop by this other store? He was going to because he had to fix something there. I was like, okay, I'll stop by. Oh my gosh. Look at him trying to find a way to get to you. So, yeah, so I have the 5 of Cups that came out with the 6 of Cups at the same time. And what I love about this number 1 is that it's consecutive. It's consecutive cards. It's, you know, it goes Ace of Cups, 2 of Cups, 3 of Cups, 4 of Cups, 5 of Cups, 6 Cups. So I have 5 of Cups and then I have 6 of Cups, almost like it's telling a story. And that is that he was like really missing you. I have the 5 of Cups and it's like that's layered with disappointment and sadness and separation and like an unwelcome change, because maybe the things that he was going through was preventing him from being able to do what he wanted to do. And then the very next card that came out was 6 of Cups, right? So that's reunion, that's reconnection, that's comfort and feeling like you're back where you belong. So he was very much missing you and super, super excited to see you again. 6 of Cups is probably one of my favorite cards of the deck. It's a very underrated card. It's the card of nostalgia and memories and missing someone and finally feeling like you get to spend time with them again and see them again, and you're comforted because now you feel whole because you're no longer separated. And like just that energy, I very much love it. And I feel like he just, I don't know, it just kind of felt like he felt like he was coming home again. That's kind of what that card feels like, is like coming home. So I feel like this was, and literally as I'm reading, as I'm doing this reading, I've got my hand on my chest and I'm just like, oh, it's such a beautiful energy. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, why am I doing that? And maybe that's how he was feeling inside, is just like, oh my gosh, I'm just so happy that I'm seeing her again. You wish you could have more solo time with him. Right. That makes sense. I feel nostalgic too. I have the 4 of Pentacles. So it's very much like, I want to hold on to this moment. I want to hold on to her. I don't want this moment to end. I want us to be able to spend as much time together as we can. The 4 of Pentacles is like, I want to hold you close. Almost like Maybe he wanted to give you a hug. I don't know if he did that or not, but like I feel like he wants you in his arms is kind of what I'm getting. And he feels like that he's had to be patient for a very long time. Seven of Pentacles and the Hermit, that he had to be isolated from you and patient for a long time. But he's excited because now he feels like it's finally paying off, that he was able to see you again. I have the Two of Cups here. So this is about being happy that y'all are united. The Two of Cups talks about loving feelings, having a crush, feeling deeply connected and in harmony with someone, having mutual respect, having balance and attraction. And I think that there was just like a lot of really great feelings associated with seeing one another. I think more than anything, he was just happy. He wanted to know how you were doing. He wanted to get eyes on you. He wanted to see you. He just, I don't know. I feel like he just had this longing and this desire to spend time around you. And then, like, when you guys went your separate ways, there was that like hangman feeling where it was like, okay, but when's the next time? You know, like when is the next time we're going to be able to see each other? Because now it's on pause again. So I think there's this wheels turning in him where he's constantly thinking of like the next opportunity that he's going to be able to have to see you again. He's taking baby steps. But yeah, that's really great feelings. I love to see it. It just means that how you were feeling and you were excited to see him, that was being mirrored and he was feeling the same way. But he's like, I want to hold on to this moment. I don't want her to leave. Oh, Nightbot. Trying to take the center stage here. Okay, next question. What are his actions towards you this week? Okay, hold on. Alright, Jay's actions. Okay, so I feel like I can't help but feel, and again, I don't know if it's the cards or if it's just like an intuitive feeling, but I'm almost getting that he's still gonna have a hard time being able to see you or like spend time with you. And again, that's not his desire. He wants to fulfill these wishes, okay? Like he wants to see you, spend time with you, maybe even come to your store, etc. But it almost feels like there's a cloud over it, like a block in some way. I definitely feel though that with the Queen of Wands, he may take maybe a little bit more bold or charismatic step. Like maybe he'll try to impress you, um, kind of the way that he was like going out of his way to be like, "What are you doing? Come see me." Like that was pretty bold of him, and I think you can continue to see that kind of trajectory here. um I feel like he initiates conversation with you very well, but maybe showing interest more openly. I know that you said baby steps, but I feel like for him, if he's not able to see you as much, he doesn't want to lose that what you are building, and it might push him out of his shell a little bit, because if you think about it, if he sees you every day all the time, there's nothing kind of pressuring him to be bold and make those kinds of choices and like try harder and like make grander gestures, things like that, because he's seeing you every day. And so he's comfortable knowing that he's going to be able to see you. But when he is kind of stuck under work pressures and there's obstacles in order to see you, what can he do if he wants to continue that connection and he wants to feel that strength, that you guys have, that bond that you guys have, is perhaps maybe to just make bolder moves. For example, what he did. And when he said, "Come see me," and that, in my opinion, is like him kind of stepping out of his comfort zone, because what he did there was essentially tell you, "I want to see you." And like, I am interested in spending some time with you and you need to come be here with me. And that to me, I don't think is something that would have been like related or like I don't or relayed to you had he not had this opportunity. Or had he not had this opportunity, because I feel like how it's almost like he's getting desperate. Do you get what I mean? And that's putting him into more of like a pressure cooker place, like where he's like, "Look, if I want to have her, I want to continue this relationship that we're building. I want to make sure that we're still on track and we're still building something here. If I can't see her every day, I can't get complacent. I can't get comfortable." Okay. So his actions might include trying to get your attention, coming across with maybe more confidence and charm, wanting to be noticed by you, wanting to find ways to get your attention and maybe be a little bit more affirming and confirming to you about his feelings. So the things that he's doing might be just a little bit more obvious because he's in a predicament and he's like, "I have to." So it's like kind of like with any connection, the more access someone has to you, the less they work for it. But if they don't have access to you, they're going to work harder. And so maybe they'll be making more bold moves. I have the moon in reverse, which talks about releasing fear. So he might just be like, "You know what? F it. I have to just do what I have to do if I want to maintain connection with her." The moon reverse sometimes can talk about revealing what's hidden, revealing the truth. This could be maybe showing you more expression, maybe confession, maybe owning up to the fact that he is interested in you romantically. in his own way, of course. But you might be seeing more romantic gestures, more romantic expression from him. Kind of just like maybe starting to put it out there a little bit more, just being more transparent and showing his real feelings and intentions instead of leaving you guessing, which I think that you're really good at picking up like subtle energy shifts. You're able to like say, okay, this feels like something, okay, this doesn't feel like something. But I feel like it might be more for him with the moon reverse that he's going to be a little bit more open about it rather than trying to kind of push it down and hide it. So let's see, what else do we have here? I feel like he holds back because of Six of Wands, because of public image. But the thing is that I really do feel like he appreciates you. I do feel like he admires you. I do feel like he has interest in you. And I feel like he wants to compliment you. I feel like he wants you to know like how interested he is. And he may even do something like this in a very public way, but almost like, when I say public way, I'm almost feeling like maybe complimenting you or providing some kind of like accolade, acknowledgement, maybe towards the higher ups, the other managers, trying to put you in a position where you look really good because of who you are, or potentially even giving you a compliment when there's maybe something about your appearance or something like that, and when other people are around, and maybe like dipping his toe in the water to see like how comfortable he felt doing something like that. Just something to get your attention in a positive way. Like, look at me, did it work? Look at me, did it work? Like I feel like he's getting more courage. I think that's what this week is about, is him feeling like he doesn't have to hold back as much. And especially if he wants fulfillment with your relationship, with your connection, he has to kind of put himself out there a little bit more. I think it would basically be like he's acting in a way that shows you genuine affection and attention, and maybe offering some kind of clarity potentially on like how he's feeling. I'm kind of getting like he's not a super direct person in terms of like, Taka, I just need you to know I have feelings for you. But he'll be just making that a little bit more obvious. He's not going to be hiding it as much. Yeah, and I remember a couple months ago even where I was like, this is going to be slow. It's going to be slow. Like, you're going to look back, okay? Because Saturday, you saw him. He asked you to come meet him, right? That is a big milestone compared to when you guys first met. Okay, so I remember saying to you, every day is going to feel very, very slow progress. But after a couple months, you're going to look back and go, no, we've come a long way since then. And that's kind of the energy that, I recall telling you. And I feel like that's something that's going to continue. So maybe not seeing each other as much is not a bad thing per se, because it's kind of pushing him out of his comfort zone a little bit, You're welcome, Taka. I hope you have a good rest of your night. Hey, Jasmine. I have you down for what looks like a BOGO. Luna, you sound so much better. I'm so happy for you. Thank you. Yes, yesterday was 2 weeks since I got sick, and I feel like maybe I'm like 98% better. I got like 1 or 2% more to like knock out of my system. It's really just congestion, but I'm breathing so much better. My mouth and my throat doesn't hurt anymore. I don't feel like I'm gonna die, which is really nice. So yeah, I am doing a lot better. And it doesn't hurt to talk anymore. So I'm just like, ugh, praise God. I'm just so freaking happy that I'm over that. That was miserable. Jasmine, doing so much better. Thank you for asking. All right, girl. So let's pull up your... Okay, so 2 questions for me. You can go ahead and post now if you're ready. Oh, you already did. Okay, hold on. I still have a little bit of a cough. I will say that. And sometimes, like if I laugh a lot, like if something's really funny, I'll get into like a coughing fit. Like I've been a chain smoker since I was 12 years old, but otherwise everything is so much better. All right, so you said, what do you see my boss thinks of me? He's not my direct boss, but I send my opportunities to him. What do you see happening if I send my opportunities to S instead of the other boss? Okay. Without knowing what that means, I'm going to just pull cards and see what the energy is, because I don't really know what opportunities means, but you do. And so we're just going to kind of see what comes through. You have a strong feeling he's trying to get rid of you. The boss that you're asking about. What does he think of her? If the question number 1 is about the boss that you think is trying to get rid of you, I think your gut is onto something. I have the death card, and that essentially is like, it talks about an ending. It talks about a transition into like a new or a different outcome or a different future. And sometimes it can talk about like wanting to make a change, as I mentioned before, endings, sudden or unexpected like upheaval or challenges. It can sometimes talk about like a cleansing or a purging, like if he's trying to get rid of you or trying to get rid of certain people. Maybe it's not just you by yourself, but maybe he's like trying to weed through. You know what? Sometimes spirit gives me a reference example of when I do readings. They sometimes will remind me of a time that I've experienced a similar thing, like a certain situation, and I like it just kind of dawned on me that the energy's feeling the same. So here's what I will say, Jasmine. There is a job that I had before I started doing tarot full time. And this person was not working at this place that, like, when I started working there. I was there for a few months. There was a operations manager. Him and I got along really well, and my job seemed great. I never wanted to leave. Then the person that was the operations manager decided to leave. He got a job opportunity with a publishing company. I guess it was like a dream job for him, and he left. They ended up promoting someone else to be a operations manager, and everyone still was getting along just great. All of a sudden, the CEO of the company brought some random guy on to the team to just basically be like a catch-all person. Okay, he comes in, he's sweeping the warehouse, he is, dealing with like storage, and the CEO comes to me and is basically like, this guy is going to be your assistant. Like, if you need help with anything, if there's anything you feel overwhelmed with, just ask him for help. This guy was basically the junk drawer of the company. He was just there to kind of pick up the slack wherever, essentially. Okay. Somehow, within a matter of like a month of being there, he became the president of the company. Okay. I think it was just like, what is the word? Nepotism in a way. He had a personal in with the CEO. So he comes in doing grunt work, janitorial stuff, and suddenly he's like at the top of the company. And it's a very small business, but it was still kind of off-putting, especially because it was never formally announced. It was just something that they randomly sent in an email. This guy, because he started from the ground up, he didn't have a lot of respect. Okay. And because of that, he had been there for, fast forward, maybe like a year. Everyone else that had been there before he rose up the ranks just kind of disregarded him in his opinion. We were like, okay, that's fine. Say what you want, but like, we know what we're doing. And there was a lot of lack of respect for him, just because we didn't feel like it was like very fair the way that things happened. He always thought his way, I know, he always thought his way was the best way, instead of like earning respect and like kind of rising through the ranks nobly and like building rapport with the staff. He was basically shunned, and like nobody took him seriously. Nobody really respected him. We're like, what qualifications do you have to be in this position? And the CEO of the company did this because he was managing multiple businesses and he couldn't be at the home base all the time. So he needed someone else. And so he just chose this guy. So what ended up happening, long story short, is that every single person that was working there before he got hired, okay, that saw him sweeping the warehouse floor, he tried to get them all to quit because he wanted to filter out his unwanted people. Okay, he wanted to like purge and strip away who he felt was not giving him the respect that he needed. So he was making our life miserable. He was complicating everyone's life. He was making things harder than it needed to be. He was basically pushing people out to make them feel like they needed to quit because everyone was just sick of his BS. And this was all with a motive because he wanted to get rid of every single person who ever knew him from before he got promoted. So before we knew it, pretty much every single employee that was there that had worked there before him was gone or in the process of leaving. And that includes me. And now he's sitting pretty because there is not a single person that's working there that saw where he started from. Okay. He has now made every single person leave that was there before him. And then now he's the president of the company, and every single person that has gotten hired since him only knows him to be the president of the company. This was very much an ego trip. This was very much like his way of cleaning house. And I was hired and I had multiple positions and I was very well liked and very well respected in the company. And he completely blindsided me the day after I closed on my house and basically told me that he was eliminating my position. And if I wanted to continue to work there, I could go to a department that I did not want to go to. Even he wanted me in sales, even though he's like, you will be so good there. You'll do so well in sales. Yes, I understand that. I would be good at sales, but it's not what I was hired for. It's not what I wanted. And he basically eliminated my position. And I ended up leaving. Okay. So he did this to everybody. So sorry for like that, like long-winded, like explanation. But that's what this is what this person is reminding me of, okay? It's like, it's an ego trip. I feel like he feels like I need respect. I need people to respect me. I only want to work with people that I like. I only want to work with people who feel like I have authority over them. And it's kind of reminding me of that. Like, it's reminding me of a boss who just kind of wants to weed out the people he deems as unimportant or weak or non-productive or, anybody who could possibly even potentially threaten his position. Okay. Question him. If you're questioning him, he feels a lack of disrespect. It's feeling like that same energy. It's feeling like he has like a complex and he is trying to like weed out who he feels is unworthy and doesn't need to be there anymore. And so I feel like he's trying to separate you from the company. I feel like he's trying to put an ending or put a stop to your career opportunity here. It's almost like, well, it's interesting. I got the Six of Cups, which talks about like letting go and like leaving. So you have two cards that talk about him trying to put like an end to your position here within this company. I don't know if he really cares if you are redirected under to a different team or a different department. I don't necessarily feel like he's trying to like how do I say this? He might, I don't know. I feel like I'm being blocked. I think he just is making poor choices, and I feel like he's singling certain people out. And I think that this has to do with like his own ego. Like he's trying to get you to be independent from your company, separate you from your company. Why is he doing this? Why is he doing this? Are you the type of person, Jasmine, where you just kind of keep your head down? Like, do you feel like you question authority, or do you feel like you're the type of person that just does what they're told and you just keep your head down and move forward? Because what I will say is I'm the type of person that questions authority. Like, I had no issue going to this boss and being like, and the thing about this boss that was kind of annoying is he was the boss because he was like the president of the company, but he wasn't my boss particularly. I didn't have a boss. I was the head of my department, and it was like a one-man team. It was just me by myself, and I was manager of my departments, and he was like the oversight person. So it was basically went CEO him, me, basically. But I did question authority. Like I do think you need to find a new job, yes. Obviously don't leave this one. Put yourself in a good financial situation. Don't let this person run you out before you're ready. Don't let him screw you over financially. But yeah, if you want to look for another job, that would probably be for the best. Because I feel like for instance, I'm the kind of person that question authority. Like I would basically be like, this doesn't make any sense. Or if he was trying to control what I was doing, like I would be like, okay, that's fine. I will try it your way, but I still think that my way is fine. Like I do not care. And I think that's the other thing is that these bosses don't want people who are going to push back either. You're thinking about leaving, you're going to start sending out a resume. I think that would be good. I feel like I just don't want you, how do I say? I don't want you to put yourself in a position where you left too soon. Make sure that you're stacking your odds in your favor, okay? I don't necessarily think this is personal. I think that you're just a number to him. And the question is, does this person make my life easier or not? Does this person make my life harder or not? You just ask questions to try to understand so you can set up better opportunities. It seems almost like he just doesn't want to be bothered. And you know, Jasmine, you sound like me, where it's like if I don't understand why I'm doing something, then I'll never remember that I need to do it. And when I was like, okay, so why do we do this? I'm not trying to question authority in that moment. I'm trying to understand what the process is as to why this is important, because if I can understand that, then I won't forget to do it, or I will be able to perform better. So I'll be like, why is it that we do this thing? And then people think I'm questioning them. And I'm like, there are people out there, which sounds like your boss just wants you to say, yes, sir, and move along. Like your boss doesn't want you bothering them and asking them questions. And even if it would produce more quality opportunities and it's important, this is clearly not good leadership. That this person is in this position and he is not a good leader. Why is important? Exactly, Jasmine. Exactly. And I see that he does not like this. He is not a fan of this. And honestly, like, oh well, you're trying to give more quality and better performing work. I feel like he just doesn't want, he's just like, I can't be bothered with this. And he might even have such an ego that he feels like you're questioning him even though you're not. It's like he can't see past it. Like, he's almost viewing it maybe as like how you're challenging him. All right, if you send opportunities to S instead, is that an option to send them to S instead? What would happen if she sends opportunities to S instead? I don't think it's much better, girl. I don't think it's much better. We have the similar cards. We have the Death card here again. We also have the Five of Pentacles. I mean, this might be better, so like a little bit better. But I think in the end, you're still going to be in a position where you feel like you need to leave. The person S might be more receptive to what it is you're doing and saying and asking and all of that stuff. Like, that you might feel like, well, this is better than nothing. But it's kind of like politics, right? It's like both sides suck. Both candidates suck. So it's like you're just choosing the lesser of two evils here. To me, it doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like it's like a lot better. It almost feels like, okay, well, it's better than it was, but I still don't feel much different. I don't necessarily feel that I'm being acknowledged and appreciated and like understood here. I think it's worth a shot. Maybe you should try and just see. Because here's the thing. Will you be fired? Oh, do I see you getting fired? I haven't had that feeling, no. I feel like I've always felt that you will make the decision to leave on your own. Like, you might be put into a position where you're forced to quit, but I don't think that they would fire you. At least that's not intuitively what I feel. But I feel like they might make your life so frustratingly difficult that you feel like you're forced into a situation where you've got to just leave. Like that's kind of what happened to me. They eliminated my position altogether and was like, if you still want to work here, you can do something completely different than what you were hired for, knowing that most likely I would say no and just leave. So no, I don't think they're going to outright fire you per se, but I think that they might make things very difficult and uncomfortable to where you feel like you just don't want to be here anymore. Are you very worried about your job security? Okay, your donation just came through. He said, yes, I am worried about this. If he wants me gone, is actively trying to make that happen. I'm concerned. Makes sense. I don't feel, I don't know, I don't feel you being fired. Like, that's never been a thought that has crossed my mind. And I feel like if, you know, all these career reads that we have done together, like, that's not been an intuitive hit that I've received. Now, you know, if you wanted to confirm that up with another reader or like another psychic, you absolutely could, just to like get that double confirmation. But I'm like pretty sure they would tell you the same thing. I don't feel that. And I don't know if it's because maybe you're divinely protected right now or something in regards to this. Or, you know, maybe, I don't know. I don't know why I feel this way, but I just do. And, you know, there could be also some like associated worry or concern or cynicism essentially with your job. Because, you know, you're not used to people like being on your side about things. You're used to having to kind of duke it out and fight for yourself and like not really have people in your corner probably. And feeling like it's you're you know, every man for himself, like you have to do this on your own. And there could also be like some other fear-based things that are happening that put you in the position to worry. But what I will say is that fear won't come into play if you're setting yourself up for success. So if you feel like you have to provide your own job security by continuing to like put your resumes out there and find it, just create a backup plan for yourself, you'll notice that fear will start to subside because you're taking control over it rather than feeling like you're helpless. The fact that you pick up on this is so funny. Yeah. Did you post your question? Because I don't see it for the donation that you added on. Oh, you didn't post it. Okay. I just want to make sure I didn't miss it. Will I be able to, wow, my voice. Will I be able to find another job by the end of this year? Will Jasmine be able to find another job by the end of this year? All right, these cards are relating a very, very confident yes. Okay. It seems like you've made up your mind about going ahead and putting yourself out there in terms of finding a new job, and I think that has kind of set the course for yourself. So as long as you continue down that path of like following through, I feel like you are going to get this new job. It's a very, very strong, confident yes here. I have the 9 of Cups, which talks about your desire, your wish, what it is that you want coming true, feeling satisfied, feeling successful, and feeling like you achieved what it is you set out to do. The 9 of Cups is very much like make a wish and it's going to happen. The 6 of Wands is also here, which talks about success and victory and winning, having the advantage, having the upper hand, being able to achieve what it is you set out to do. Again, that's another one. It also talks about goodwill. It talks about riding on a high. It talks about like people seeing you and seeing what you have to offer, wanting you, maybe even over other people. So maybe this would be a really great time to apply and do some interviews, because chances are you're going to be more in the spotlight. People are going, like, let's just say you're up against another person. Like if there's 2 prospects and you're one of them, chances are you'll beat out the other person for the job. I also have 8 of Pentacles, which talks about job security. It's specifically the definition of 8 of Pentacles is new job or new employment. And it's essentially maybe even like a business contract or just an offer and an agreement. But the 8 of Pentacles is like working. If it was like 5 of Pentacles, I'd be like, oh no, you might be out of work. Either you're going to leave this job and not have something else lined up, or you're just not going to feel like you're on the path that you're looking for. Whereas the 8 of Pentacles is like, yes, you're working your little tail off. Actually, the World specifically talks about success as well. It talks about the end of a journey and starting something new, closing a chapter. And just like the 8 of Pentacles, the 6 of Wands, and the 9 of Cups, it talks about accomplishment and success and achievement. Multiple cards here saying fulfillment, all's well that ends well. And then if all of that wasn't good enough, you also have the Wheel of Fortune, which says good luck is on your side. This is your destiny. This is your fate. This is the plan. You're supposed to be moving forward. Don't step in the same river twice. The Wheel of Fortune just brings divine blessings to your life. It also encourages you to understand when to get off the hamster wheel. The Wheel of Fortune is a wheel, so it's a cycle. It goes round and round and round. And the question is, have you learned your lesson? Have you figured it out? So it's encouraging you to kind of get off this merry-go-round of disappointment and whatever feelings you have about your current job and move on to something new. Okay. So generally, these are all really great cards in terms of answering your question. Like, I don't know a stronger yes that you could get from anyone else. Like, these are very much clear that this is something that's going to happen for you. Yeah, I think that you should. I think stick with this trajectory for sure. Please do not not do this, because I think this energy that I'm tapping into is based off of you applying and sending out your resumes. If you change your mind and you go, actually, I just don't feel like it and I'm not going to do it, you can potentially influence this outcome to something undesirable, because your free will also plays a part here. That will be my main focus the next 2 weeks, aggressively applying. That'll be great, Jasmine. I want you to succeed. I want you to get all your ducks in a row. Yeah, you're very, very welcome. Always a pleasure. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. And I don't know if you noticed, but when I made the list of the donations, I put Jasmine M because you were like, not my whole government name. You made me self-conscious. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, I hope you have a good rest of your night. And I will see you next time, okay? Perfect. All right, guys, I'm going to take a quick 5-er. And then when we come back, we've got SB to do a reading for. Donations are still open. I probably am only going to keep donations open for a few more minutes. I kind of want to be getting off of here in like the next 30. So let's just do maybe I should do a last call. That might be the smart thing to do. Let's see. See you, Jazz. All right, friends, I am back. We are going to go ahead and close the list now. I'm going to go ahead and get started with SB, and she will be my last reading of the night. All right, SB, so you said, how is this person feeling about you? Let's see. So SB, I feel like this person's feelings for you generally remain consistent. Whenever I tap into this person's energy, it never feels like a roller coaster of emotions. It never feels like highs and lows. Maybe the way that things are being presented in your connection feels like an up and down, in and out, hot and cold. But as far as how this person perceives you, it feels consistent. It never feels like one day they forget about you and the next day they're fawning over you, and then the next day they are too busy to think about you, and then the next day they have a crush. Like it's not so elliptical. Okay, to me, whenever I tap into his energy for you, it's very admiration, appreciation, wanting to kind of be alongside you and celebrate your wins, wanting to support you, wanting you to succeed, cheering you on from the sidelines. And I feel like he is a well-wisher of you. I feel like he wants your life to be good and to be happy, and I feel like he wants you to achieve everything that you set out to. I think he likes when you're in the spotlight. I think he likes when you're confident. He likes when you feel good about yourself. He likes when other people see you and appreciate you for all the magic that you are. And I feel like he always recognizes you. You're coming through as the Queen of Pentacles, no surprise. We literally talked about this last night. And I feel like he wants to, with the Six of Pentacles, like make you always feel like your connection is balanced. Like, I don't think he ever wants you to feel like you're putting in more effort than he is, and vice versa. I feel like if you need him, he wants to be here for you. If he can't be, I think that does bother him. The Queen of Pentacles just makes me feel like you're the whole package. You're nurturing and giving and generous. You're maternal. You're loving. You are creative and inspired. You can do it all. You're responsible. You have fun. You're playful. You're sensual. You're the type of person who can juggle it all. You can multitask. And the Six of Cups is like a longing from his perspective to like always return to you. I feel like sometimes communicating with you feels so nostalgic. It feels like coming home. It feels comforting. It feels like, I feel like he always finds himself like being drawn back to you. It's like he needs his recharge every once in a while. And I feel like there's just like something about your energy, your company, that really brings him a lot of joy. I feel like he doesn't judge you. I feel like he really remains as unbiased as possible. He's a very objective, judgmentless perspective for you. He I feel like he respects your decisions, and I think that I kind of am like going back to this repeated message that he just wants to support you. Like, he wants you to feel supported. He wants you to feel like you can have it all, do it all, be it all, etc. And so, like I said in the beginning of this, which you said you were back, you kind of came in a little after what I had started. But I was saying that whenever I tap into his energy, it never really feels like it's all over the place. His energy towards you, his feelings for you, always seem to be very even keeled, very consistent. So I feel like, you're a very special person to him. I feel like that's what he would say. He would say you're important to him, you're special to him, you matter to him. All right, let's take a look at your second mini question. What did he think about the photo? Oh, I have the three of, oh my gosh, oh no. I have the three of swords here, which it's in reverse. It's like, I think he wanted to take your pain away. The three of swords in reverse talks about releasing pain. Like he wanted to take your pain away. Like he, you know, he's like, hopefully the worst is over. Hopefully you have a fast recovery. Because like the three of swords talks about pain. It can talk about ill health. I think that he's worried about you. I think that he wants to make sure that something like this doesn't happen again. There are questions surrounding the photo. Has he reached out to you to like ask you what happened? He's very confused. There's like a lot of question marks around this. Like he's very curious what happened. I have the King of Cups in reverse, which means that he wasn't able to offer you comfort. He wasn't able to be there for you during this time. And I think that's getting to him a little bit. Yeah, no, not yet. I expect a message from him tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, so that makes sense why he has... I'm like, there's question marks all over this picture. So I was like, okay, that makes a lot more sense that he has not talked to you yet then. Because I'm like, there's confusion here. So he'll probably have a lot of questions and basically be like, give me the details, what happened here. But I think that moving forward, he's worried about your health. Okay, so this is definitely going to be a concern for him moving forward. I feel like he wants to be your knight in shining armor and like protect you. We also have the Seven of Cups here and the Ten of Pentacles. He wants everything to end well. He wants to make sure that you're okay. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's doing his own research on the side, trying to see if he can come up with any solutions to this. So for example, you know, this happened because maybe underlying health issues. So I feel like with the Seven of Cups, he's thinking of all the different things that, you know, this could be, why this is happening. He might be reading up on some information about it. He might be sending you literature to be like, hey, do you think this could be what's wrong? Is he in the medical field? I just feel like I'm getting like research, lots of research. I think he wants to make sure that you're getting the right care. He's in med school, okay? I feel like I recall that from a long time ago. I just couldn't remember. So just know, SB, he might be doing his own research as well. So like you're going to tell him, well, you know, this is what happened and this is what, you know, they think is wrong. And I'm still trying to figure out, you know, why these things are happening to me. He's going to kind of take that as a call to action. And he's probably going to take some time himself to try to see what it could be. So he might be putting his knowledge to the test here. So he might be very interested in like your symptoms, your labs. Bodhi, stop scratching the couch. Your symptoms, your labs, like any kind of testing that's been done, etc., etc. Because I kind of see him like thinking about it all over the place. So he might be trying to help you get to the bottom of this, get to the bottom of what was going on. And maybe draw his own conclusions as well. All right, let's get you some message chords. Yeah, it's like he's thinking a lot about it. Maybe he wants to help you figure out a solution here. Because I think the thing is like, okay, this happened once, but what are the odds that it's going to happen again? Could it continue to happen? You know, you're alone. I mean, you have your kid, but like, that's kind of scary, right? We don't want this to happen again. All right. SB, yeah, you can donate for one more. That's fine. Oh my goodness. I'm going to keep yawning. I'm so tired, I guess. What's wrong with me? Let me know when that donation is sent, SB, and I'll confirm it. Oh, right. So he says, is he struggling financially? That's not a card that came out, but like it's at the top of the deck and it just kind of like showed itself to me. And he said he's in med school. I'm wondering if maybe he's struggling a little financially. Okay. So he says, so many things remind me of you. I love you unconditionally. How are you feeling? I'm wondering how you're feeling. So maybe it's like a double meaning, like how are you feeling about us, and also in general, like how are you feeling recovery wise? And then he says, I wish things could be different. I'm grateful for you. He says, I miss you. I love you again. And I feel the sexual tension. I know. I get these like dry spots, and like before it was like a dry spot in my throat, and like now it's in my chest. So it's not like I can do anything about it. So sometimes I'll get in coughing fits. But I'm recovering. I'm like almost there. All right, so last question. You said your part of your heart is sad because you miss him. But you lived with it. Are you streaming? Oh, steaming my home? I am not. I do have a humidifier in our closets, which I think if I was going to break that out, I should have done that a long time ago, but I didn't do that. We are having an issue with our bathroom in our hallway. It is prone to mold, and I think that that's been an issue since before we even bought the house. But we had to do mold removal, and we had to use mold killing primer, and it's like a project we have been having to tackle. We're good now. We're fine now. Hopefully it doesn't come back. But with that process, we have to run a dehumidifier in our bathroom at all times when we're showering, because it's not well ventilated in our house. It's like whoever built our house, they messed up our electricity. Our electricity is like really weird. It's on really weird circuits. And it's just like our house was built basically half-assed is what it feels like to me. It's been a great home. We've been here for almost 4 years. I love it in general, but there's like certain things, that I'm like, this could have been done a lot better. And because the vent in the bathroom ventilates to the attic instead of ventilating to the outside, we have an issue. So we have to have a permanent dehumidifier in the bathroom. And unfortunately, that does take the humidity out of our house. And using the steam would make it worse. So it's very dry in here, which is not helpful. But we do have a humidifier if we're in a pinch. If like I have to have one, I do have access to one. I've just been kind of trying to avoid any extra humidity in our home. So it's kind of like a catch-22, but like I said, I'm doing better now. And when I do take a shower, it's great. The steam from the shower itself is really nice. So I'm doing okay. I don't want you to worry too much about me. Okay, so find time in the next couple of months to see each other. How will that visit go? How will this visit go, please? Okay, how will this visit go? How will this visit go? Okay, so the first card out I have is the Eight of Swords. So this tells me that you guys will find a solution for this. So when you said you're trying to find a couple, time in the next couple of months to see each other, I feel like you guys are really trying hard to work towards a solution here. So you're going to be working together, collaborating, trying to figure out a date. If for whatever reason these plans fall through, it's not for a lack of trying. The Eight of Swords really talks about how you're finding options, you're finding solutions. You guys are working together to try to make this happen. The trip itself feels like an escape. It feels like freedom. It feels like excitement. It feels like a vacation. It feels like a honeymoon. It feels like, you can just kind of turn everything off. Obviously, you still have responsibilities, to your child and stuff like that. So please understand. I get that. But I'm saying, like, in general, it feels like you can kind of just disconnect and just like reconnect with him. And it just kind of feels like free. It feels very exciting. I have the Nine of Cups, which talks about like wish fulfillment. So things working out the way that you want, feeling fulfilled. 10 of Cups, happy ending. So feeling like harmony and balance and like everything is kind of aligning to work exactly how you want. We have the Six of Pentacles. So you guys might be kind of back and forth with the generosity. When you see each other, there can be a lot of like, I want to do for you, you want to do for me. Like, we're back and forth here. So this could be anything from like material to effort to sexual chemistry, etc., etc. But it's very much like a reciprocative type of dynamic. The Six of Pentacles is here kind of like how it was in the other reading, where I had said that he wants to kind of match your effort and match your energy. So he never wants to feel like you're doing more than him and vice versa. So you guys are very eager to please one another, make each other feel special, make each other feel important on this trip. So this could be tokens of appreciation. This could be gifts. This could be, well, you bought dinner last night, so I'm going to get it this time. This could just be really kind of just being in tune with one another and like being in sync as well. I do see it ends in sadness, but that's to be expected. You have the King of Cups in reverse and the Five of Cups upright, feeling like it just wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough time to express yourself to each other. It wasn't enough time together. It wasn't, maybe you guys didn't even get to like the point where you really were able to like emotionally go there, because maybe you knew that the time was fleeting, so you were just really trying to be present and enjoy yourself. And I see like this long embrace before you leave, like really wanting to kind of take each other into your arms and like not let go. So it ends on kind of a sad note. And what I will say is, like, if you have the time to really go deep and have a heart-to-heart conversation with each other, please take advantage of it, because it's going to be really hard to get that virtually. And if you leave without being able to get that clarity, I think that it's going to make this trip even harder for you to leave, because you're going to feel like you needed more time to kind of make that happen. And there is going to be parts of you probably during the trip where you just want to make it lighthearted and fun and playful and just enjoy each other and just be really in the moment. But like I said, if you have the opportunity to grab the bull by the horns, if you have the opportunity to go a little bit more emotionally in depth and expressive and have a heart-to-heart conversation, even if it's scary, I think you should just take that opportunity, because the energy I'm picking up on is that you don't leave with clarity. Like, you leave with memories, you leave with a lot of fun, you leave with enjoyment and amazing, like, connection, and like just good times. You leave with those things. But clarity is the one thing I don't feel you're leaving with this energy. So I would just encourage you to utilize your free will to change that outcome in particular so that you can maybe get what you're looking for. There's really nothing wrong with not having that heart-to-heart if you really just want to make that trip about a lighthearted whatever. But if you're looking for something from him on this trip, if you're looking for that transparency and you're hoping that that's what you walk away from is like better understanding, you've got to make the time for it. Otherwise, you can save that for a future trip, but just know that you'd be walking away without that clarity. So, yeah, that's what I've got. But I think in general, you guys really have a great time. I think you're both very excited to see each other. And I think you're going to do whatever it takes to try to make sure that this happens. You said, oh, you will. Good advice. Yeah. I mean, sometimes trips you just want trips to be fun. And then sometimes you're looking for something else. So whatever it is you're trying to make this trip be, I think you need to go in with that intention and make sure you're dedicating that time to make that happen. So SB, that is what I've got for you, friend. Sip in secrets. Hello and welcome in. Yeah, my list is closed for the night. I will be back multiple times this week though. So since you're talking in the chat, you're subbed. So just be on the lookout for future notifications that I'm going live, okay? Perfect. Hopefully we see you back here again soon. You're welcome, SB. You're welcome, Sippin' Secrets. SB, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night, and I'll see you guys next time.